Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgie Man, and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 196. So, what do you think about this week's chapter? I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I love this week's chapter. I thought this week's chapter was fantastic, and the main reason was because I think we get a 99% confirmation that pretty much the character we got introduced to last time is pretty much the Death Devil, because there's a panel in this chapter where we pretty much see that she's about to use her power, and there's like even the word death. So I'm assuming that it's pretty much at this point confirmation. It's not technically 100% just yet, but I mean, it's 99% confirmed in my opinion. We'll also get to see some more of her character, as well as, you know, some dynamic with her and the classmates, which was hilarious. And most importantly, a very big plot twist at the end of the chapter that has been pretty much building up since the beginning of part 2. So I'm very excited for that. Now, before I go any further with this week's chapter, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. So this week's chapter starts off literally how we left out last time, where she gets introduced to the class, and she's just from the get-go. She's like, hey, so like, I'm the only one that can save you guys. Like, listen to me. Like, I'm here. Hey, what's up? And she's still freaking out. And before I continue, I did see a lot of feedback, a lot of people complaining about the way that she acts. You know, like a very nimble, very weak entity, like person, even though she's supposed to be like super powerful and all that. And I think that's a nice juxtaposition, and I know that's a fancy word. And what that pretty much means is it's a contrast of ideas that I think is pretty cool, which is like, you know, the super scary cat, nimble, you know, entity, like person, like the Death Devil that we saw, is actually arguably the strongest person in the universe, in the Chainsaw Man universe. So I think that's pretty cool, and a nice contradiction and contrast to, you know, that she's the Death Devil, you know. But you know, that's just a little 2 cents that I wanted to throw out there. But continuing with the chapter, we see that pretty much she's just talking to the classmates, and you know, the classmates are just like, bro, what is going on with her? And then like the teacher just leaves the room, is like, all right, you guys take care of it from here. And you see that right from the get-go, they are not vibing with her. And I feel so bad, man, because like, I think we can all relate to, we know a person that was a new student, that, you know, in the classroom that gets transferred probably like later in the year. You know, it's very awkward, and you know, it's pretty sad because, you know, they have no, like, you know, they're walking into it, you know, being the new kid. And I mean, I myself been in that situation, like somewhere around the 6th grade. But that's another can of worms. But you know, I related to her in the sense that it's very awkward, and you feel like, oh man, it's cringe. Like, I'm being cringe. Oh no. But yeah, you know, it was very realistic. I think the way the kids were reacting, like, you're like, oh, who's that? Because you know, teenagers be like that. But what we see pretty much as the chapter continues, that eventually they're like, hey, you could be like helpful. Do you want to, like, you know, help out throwing out the trash? Because she's just seeing like, yeah, I can help. Like, you guys won't have time for the festival with this and that. And the people are like, hey man, you're kind of ruining the mood. We're here to have fun. Here, how about this? You go make yourself useful and throw away some, like, the trash. And when they do that, she gets super offended. Because at first she's like, yeah, I'm down to help out with anything. And then they're like, okay, throw away the trash. She's like, what? That would be a waste of my talents. It's like, I'm here to save you guys, and you guys are treating me like, you know, your housemaid. You know, I'm gonna throw away the trash and all that. And she starts freaking out. It's like, don't you understand that my power is so awesome that's here to save you guys, and you're doing this to me? Like, how dare you? And you see the guy that offered that, he's just like, whatever. And he like literally like grabs the trash can. He goes to like throw it out outside. And the rest of the classmates, they're not having any of this. They're just like, you know, not putting up with her antics. And they're like, hey, how about like you actually make yourself useful and like go outside and like squish ants or something? Like, because you're killing the vibe. We're here, we're all having fun, but you kind of kill the mood when you enter. Like, so can you, like, you know, buzz off and like go and like, you know, crush some ants outside? And she's like, sure. And the next panel is literally her outside, you know, crushing ants by herself. And it's like, oh man, this is so sad. I was like, bro, this is super depressing to watch. You know, kids be ruthless, man. Like, let me tell you, kids be ruthless, especially nowadays. But you know, the guy that threw out the trash earlier, that was like talking to her and trying to be friendly, he eventually goes outside with her, and he's just like, hey, like, how you doing? And like, he's just like, listen, I know, they can be kind of harsh, but you like gotta understand, like, we're trying to have fun, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time. You seem like a nice girl, but listen, like, you keep saying like you want to help us, and yet you don't want to like do anything. So like, why don't you like, try to at least help us through, some other means? Maybe, help us by at least giving us a smile, because that's something that we haven't seen. And this guy, man, to me, he's a Chad. He's a complete Chad. Seems like a very genuinely nice guy. He did something that a lot of, teenagers wouldn't do, try to, open up and, get some, make somebody else their friend, take the first step. And it was very sweet, man. I was like, oh man, that guy, he's a cool guy in my book. And, she thinks so too, because she's like, hey, that's cool and though that you're telling me all this, but I am here to save you guys. So you know what? Since you're being so nice, I am going to save you. I am going to save you through death. I'm going to save you so you can escape, this earth, this misery on earth. And she like puts his hand on him, and it looks like she was going to activate her power or something, because it's like a menacing look. And the next thing you see is from the on top of the building, of a school building, we see that someone's screaming, and it seems like a silhouette, and we see like, oh, I'm Chainsaw Man. I'm here to protect you guys. I'm here to defeat the devils and, bring justice to the world. And even you, I will save you as well. And what we see is, I'm thinking like, okay, is this Denji? Like, what's going on? And even the dialogue, the way that he was talking, I was like, this does not seem like Denji. And it wasn't, because we see at the final panel of the chapter, the big revelation that we see a fake Chainsaw Man, which has been a plot thread that has been going on pretty much ever since the Justice Devil arc with Junko, is that her name? Asa's friend earlier in the story. Yeah, it's been like since then, honestly, because we do know that, this, if I had to speculate, that entity is what killed Asa's friend. And I'm sure that will come full circle when eventually Asa and this fake Chainsaw Man do meet. And I just want to talk about the design of this thing. This thing looks awesome. This thing looks like a corrupted version of Chainsaw Man. This kind of gave me vibes of, I don't know if you guys ever seen Digimon. This is going to be a super, like, crazy, like, take that you'd be like, what is he talking about? But you guys can look it up in Google if you want. There was a character like, Pokemon, like, Charizard, Charmander, like, they evolve. There's a character in Digimon called Greymon, and eventually, like, he levels up and he gets corrupted, and he evolves, like, in this, like, corrupted version of himself, and it looks like a skeleton. It looks like a monster version, like a zombie version of his actual evolution should be. So that gave me a lot of vibes of that. Like, it gave me like a corrupted version of Chainsaw Man. And I'm wondering, what is this devil now? Could it be, and hear me out, could this be the devil of pretty much, how Chainsaw Man is like Wichita and all that, the fear of chainsaws themselves, what if this devil is the Chainsaw Man devil? And what I mean by that is, like, what if this, because we do know that the devils are created from, the primordial fears, fears and concepts of fears. For example, like the bath devil, people are afraid of bats. The fire devil, people are afraid of fire, and so forward. What if, Denji as Chainsaw Man has caused so much fear and ruckus in the world that, as he has, obviously, because right now people are afraid because there's a conflict of war, and Chainsaw Man and the Chainsaw Man Church kickstarted all of this. Who is to say that this devil was created pretty much after the aftermath of Part 1? Because we do know he got created even way back then, if it's the same person that killed Asa's friend, which is a big if. But I am thinking, what if this devil, like I said, is the Chainsaw Man devil? Not the devil of chainsaws, as Pochita is. The actual Chainsaw Man devil, because it's the fear of people fearing Chainsaw Man itself. I know it's a higher concept thing. I think this is pretty cool. And I think that this whole revelation that Fujimoto has been cooking, pretty much, like I said, since if it's the same person as the person that dealt with Asa's friend, I think this is a nice full circle moment, and now we're getting some payoff to that, which is fantastic, and I can't wait to see what Fujimoto cooks up next. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.